Hi, and welcome back to Northern Chris. The snow has finally melted and the ground is thawed, so I can remove this temporary gate and put in a new permanent metal gate. So this video will be me installing with a few of my friends and my brother the installation process on how we did the gates. So the first step, I'm just using these survey markers to see how far they have to be placed apart. The gate is 11 foot 8 inches, so I have to make sure that the posts are at least that far in order for the gate to swing both ways, because I don't want it to hit the post. So these were fresh cedar posts. I had to debark them. One thing I saw online was I should burn them. That char will help protect it. It's almost like a natural pressure treat. So as you can see here, lighting them on fire multiple times, getting them in dark black color. One more time. I had to do this 3 or 4 times. So let them burn for a few minutes, not too much. And I only did it as long, about 4 feet long, so it can go into the holes that we augured. So as you can see, pretty charred up. Just burn the edges a bit at the very bottom, just to help from rot. There's the gas auger we used. So it took about 3 of us. The ground was pretty soft, but a lot of roots, a lot of twigs in the way.
That's what I don't know. Like Craig, when I bought those Christmas auto things, I feel like it's coming out. Like, don't be bothered with this. I don't know why, but that's what he recommended me to do for my dad's camper. My dad's camper, so that's what I did. Is it on?
So since the ground was almost like clay, it was still pretty muddy. We had to pull the auger out a few times, spin it, get the mud off. Then go back down. We made it just under 4 feet. I believe the frost lines here are pretty high because we are pretty far north. As you can see, the auger is almost bottoming out.
This is like what we did for yours. We got it right down. Yeah, it's crazy. But we also there's a mound that's like 6 inches. So that's as much work as it is.
Yeah, you think it'd be easy. Just put a hole, fire it in.
Knocked out though.
So far. A quick view of inside the hole. As you can see, lots of roots. We had to widen them a bit. I had these sono tubes that were actually used for a local auto manufacturer to hold tires. So they're a little bit bigger than a typical sono tube. The auger was only 12 inches. These sono tubes were a little bit wider, so they were pretty tight. As you can see here, had to use quite a bit of force to get them down. Even ended up jumping on them. You can see it slowly dropping down.
That's fine. I did bring the 2x3, 2x something. No, I just started recording. That was a boring video. Yeah, it's not straight. I didn't bring level. No, I remember I was like, I need level. It was close enough.
So that's just over 3 feet, maybe 3.5 feet deep.
If this isn't straight, it's fine. Put the post straight.
So again, just looking down the hole one last time. There's the old gate.
How large should it be out here?
So the next step was using the chainsaw just to cut the sono tube flat with the ground. So we don't need it sticking up that high because that gate would be too high off the ground.
poster. This is right, we were hired.
Now, we didn't have a video of us just putting the cedar post in, but we put it in. That post was probably about 10 feet long. That's mixing up a couple bags of cement. There's no water here, there's no hydro. Forgot a level at home, again 2 hours north. Luckily, my cousin said, hey, I got this app on my phone. Seemed pretty accurate. So here's the first post. Got a couple stabilizers. We're going to let it dry over 2 weeks. As you can see, a little bit runny, but there was a high water table there. Shouldn't be an issue. There's the first post. One more time from a different angle. And then the second one.
No problem.
So again, didn't get a video of this one. Was pretty straightforward. Now we just gotta wait for it to dry. Now this is 2 weeks later. We have the gate. We're just making sure it fits. We wanted to spin it around. Originally we were gonna put the hinges on that side. Decided it was better on this other post, as there was less water in the hole. So we feel like it won't pop up over the winter. Once again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit that notification bell. A new video is uploaded every Friday. So now we're measuring the gate, how high we want off the ground. We get a lot of snow up here in the winter. We want to make sure we have enough clearance we can still open the gate without issues. So we figured about 8 to 10 inches off the ground. This gate we found on the side of the road. Some guy was selling 6 of them. So we bought this one. It was 75 bucks. The 2 cedar posts were 20 bucks each. The cement was about $30 for the 4 bags. So all in, it's about $120, $150 gate. I also bought this deep arcing tool. Princess Auto is the best place. If you haven't been, it's here in Canada. It's like a Harbor Freight, very similar to the one in the US. So I didn't have this tool when I debarked them at home, so I brought this one up. Just clearing it off for the hinges for now. The bark is still wet. It's really sticky, as these posts were freshly cut. But that tool worked really well. I highly recommend it if you want to debark any trees. It was about 20 bucks on sale. So now we're going to take the gate, measure the first pin that we have to drill a hole through the cedar post so the gate can swing. So again, measure 8 to 10 inches off the ground approximately. So now that my brother has the first mark, he can start drilling the hole as I work on debarking the other post. So these cedar posts were 8 to 10 inches wide in diameter. So we had to drill from both sides in order to get it through. We also put the pins on a slight decline, so that way if the gate does sag, the pins will hopefully hold it up. We didn't want to drill them straight, give a bit extra support. So once again, since the drill bit wasn't quite long enough, we had to go through the opposite side. As you can see, it's slowly drilling out an upward angle for those pins. I'm removing the supports on this post as they're no longer needed. That cement has been drying for 2 weeks. Those posts were really sturdy. First pin going in. Now we want to test the gate, see where we have to line up the second one. That's about level. Mark the second hole. We had to drill it about an inch lower than where we marked it because those pins have a bit of an angle.
I was gonna paint this and make it all new, but then I think we did more, three more painting. Yeah. So sticky. Hard. Oh.
Here I am debarking the backside so the nut and washer will be flush and there's no bark in the way. Again, that tool, highly recommend it. That was a straight one. They had a curved one, which was a little bit too small for what I needed, which I think would be ideal, but this straight one works perfectly. Super sharp. I did not have to sharp it. A lot of the reviews said it was very dull, but in this case, I took it right out of the box, no issues. And again, you can see my brother on a downward angle drilling those pins for a little bit extra support.
More now. Yeah.
So now he's hammering that second pin in. We want to make sure those holes were tight. We don't want those pins moving around. And you can see I'm almost done debarking that first post. So now we're going to test the gate, make sure it works, make sure those pins were lined up. It is a standard cattle gate, so it just pops down on those pins. We will put a chain and a lock on the other side just to keep people out.
I mean, I'll still put a block on the end here.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's nice because it swings both ways here. It might be a pose. Which I was gonna review anyway.
Just feel like a block. You guys are right to it too.
Oh yeah. Not a bad idea. Did I follow that?
So now he's putting the washer and the nut on the backside. Tighten them down.
That's a gate, man.
So at this point I'm actually taking the old wooden gate that I built in the fall down because it's no longer needed. I will use that wood because wood prices are crazy expensive. These are some good 4x4 pressure treated posts. So they will come in handy for some other project on the off-grid build. So next step, since it is almost a 12-foot gate, quite a bit of weight, so it will tend to lean down. So now we're going to use part of those 4x4 posts to make a little stand on the other side. So when you close the gate, it'll sit on that and not put any weight on that post. That weight should hopefully last a long time. Here I am installing the no trespassing sign on the new gate. Remove it from the old one with a few zip ties. My brother's currently just measuring the 4x4 post so he knows where to cut. This was the 1st of May. You can see we're still wearing gloves and a hat, and winter coat. There's a bit of snow off in the background. It actually snowed the night before, and with the wind it was minus 11. So again, the first block down, he's going to drill some pilot holes and then screw that into the cedar post. So here you can see what he's working on. So you screwed the top 4x4 down to the bottom one with some pilot holes, and now he's screwing the bottom one into the post. Subscribed. If you haven't had a chance, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. A new video is uploaded every single Friday. It's Northern Chris here. Just putting up a few finishing touches for this gate. And here's the finished product.
You want to maybe open it up?
So you can still see the old gate on the right side, hasn't been removed yet, but here we go. Gate works perfectly.